Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
The wonderful crafts of Ukraine. Continue watching to find out more.
Go ahead and make war. The devils have a message for you. Bravo. See you soon in hell.
To greet someone from Turkmenistan, you would say Nehilisin, that's how are you in Turkmen, the official language of this country in Central Asia. I'm Galina. Thanks to your vegan lifestyle, countless lives will be saved. Heaven sings your praises, and the animal people express their gratitude for your compassion. The lovely people of Turkmenistan thank you too. May the divine shield you now and forever. Welcome to our program, The Wonderful Crafts of Ukraine. Our program today will shed some light on the rich cultural heritage of Ukraine, a country that deserves to be protected, preserved, and allowed to flourish, just like its neighbors. One of the most famous artistic traditions of Ukraine is the decorative painting style, known as Petrikivka painting. This painting style was originally a form of local indigenous art practiced by the Zaporozhian Sich people. Now it's commonly known that the last leader of the Zaporozhian indigenous group, Petro Kalmyshevsky, founded this art form in the Petrikivka village by the Chaplinka River in 1772. Originally, the style was practiced mainly by women who were inclined to paint the interior walls of their family dwellings with large-scale decorative murals consisting of rich patterns depicting flowers, fruits, and plants, sometimes alongside animal people and humans. Flower types most often featured in the paintings were asters, dahlias, roses, and chamomile. Traditionally, Petrikivka painting was practiced by families and folk artists who used natural pigments such as plant juices. Because the images faded over time, families would often whitewash over the murals each year before the religious holidays and repaint them again for a fresh perspective. One element that makes this craft quite fascinating is that even though only a few artists specialized in Petrikivka painting in a village, each family created their own paintings within their house, leading to many unique creations spread among the homes. In 1935, a 2-year school course in the Petrikivka style of decorative painting was established. After graduating, many artisans moved to Kyiv, thus spreading the unique style further across the country. In 2013, the art form was included on the representative list of UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity. Today, the style is celebrated at the Petrikivka Center of Folk Art, which represents the work of 40 famous mural artists. The craft of pottery making can be traced back to between 5,200 to 3,500 BC in the region of modern-day Ukraine. In the 16th century, the country had 10 epicenters of pottery creation, and the city of Opishny in the Poltava region became known as the country's pottery capital. The first pottery workshop in Ukraine was opened in 1894 in Opishny and is still the only pottery school in the left bank region. At the beginning of the 20th century, almost 1,000 potters resided in the city. Ceramics coming out of Opishny have made it to many international exhibitions across the globe. Creating these fantastic works of art is quite complex. First, craftspeople go to clay pits to retrieve the clay and pile it in a fenced area, allowing it to mature. The clay matures in natural weather conditions, with the potter stirring it from time to time. Next, all particles and solids that could potentially affect the quality of the finished product are removed as the craftsman hammers and soaks the clay in water. Once the clay is well settled, mixed, and wetted, the potter knows it's ready to be used. Next, the potter forms the wet clay by hand or on a potter's wheel. Sometimes, a potter will add small decorative elements by gluing them to the main piece with liquid clay. Once the potter is satisfied with the shape, the clay is left to dry in natural conditions for approximately 1 week. To create beautiful color and texture, the modeled clay then goes through the processes of firing, glazing, or painting, then burning again. Opishny pottery is painted using the ancient techniques of rizkuvania, which involves creating contours with the help of a rubber bulb, and fliandrivka, which involves putting paint on the pottery and dragging a copper hook through it while the pottery wheel is turning. Sometimes the pottery is hand-painted with leaves, flowers, berries, and wreaths. The entire process takes up to 40 days. The ceramics that come from Opishny are incredibly diverse, including daily household items such as plates, jars, pots, jugs, bowls, and dishes, stylized animal people images, and even delicate figurines and toys. Part of what makes the Opishny pottery creations so unique is that craftspeople do not draw sketches of their designs, so it is believed that no two items are alike. In 1986, the National Museum of Ukrainian Pottery was founded in Opishny to celebrate the rich history of pottery created in the area. The museum houses 35,000 exhibits and more than 100,000 books about Ukrainian and world pottery.
If you slaughter animals as a job your whole life, can you imagine how many lives you will be condemned to hell, to be hungry ghosts and animals? The Venerable Thich Chan Ten, vegetarian.
Elegant viewers, we'll now pause for a moment to hear a brief message. We'll return shortly. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to our program, The Wonderful Crafts of Ukraine. Toy making is another extraordinary craft of Ukraine. Traditional homemade Ukrainian crafted toys are made of wood and various other materials. Favorite wooden toys include bird people, dolls, spinning tops, children's furniture, puzzles, skates, and even mechanical toys. Families make toys for their children from twigs, straw, grass, and even dough. Mothers and grandmothers make dolls from corn cobs or animal people figures from pumpkins. One toy that can be found in every region of Ukraine is the motanka, a handmade doll that is a symbol of women's wisdom and family bonds. The craft of weaving was a staple activity for most Ukrainian families for hundreds of years, as far back as the 14th century. Items were created from flax and hemp and included folk dress, tablecloths, carpets, towels, linens, bench covers, and shawls. Weaving was known as a cottage industry, meaning families would weave craft pieces in their own homes and sell their surplus items to the public at open markets. In the mid-1700s, the city of Krolevets became known as one of the most prominent artistic weaving centers in Ukraine. The most famous folk craft to come from the town is the Krolevets woven towel, which still holds cultural significance to this day in traditional wedding ceremonies. The traditional Krolevets woven towel, known as a ruchnik, is made in white and red and often features patterns of pine trees, coils, stripes, and symbolic images of bird people, among others, with the central ornament being the flower of life or the Berihenia goddess, who is regarded as the protectress of the home. Ruchniks were especially significant, and their uses were diverse. Some applications of this famous cloth include the first garment of a newborn baby, a basic piece of dress, and even a monetary unit. In engagement and wedding ceremonies, Ukrainians use a ruchnik to tie the hands of the couple and was worn by the most important wedding guests. The towel was even used to signify a death in the family by hanging it in the window of the family house. Today, the Ukrainian Ruchnik Museum, located in the city of Pereyaslav, is dedicated to this iconic art form. Wood carving has been an artistic endeavor in Ukraine since ancient times and was passed down from generation to generation for hundreds of years. Many practical items were carved for daily use by families, including furniture, spoons, bowls, sleds, canes, plates, and architectural components such as gates, beams, and gables. In the 16th and 17th centuries, a widespread use for wood carving was to produce religious symbols such as finely detailed crosses and three-armed candlesticks. In churches, typical use of this craft included carving iconostases, which are large screens depicting icons and religious paintings used to separate an inner sanctuary within the church from the rest of the building. The large-scale wood carvings artistically crafted to create iconostases in some historical Ukrainian churches are truly marvelous. Some of the most beautiful examples can be seen in the Cathedral of Our Savior's Transfiguration and the St. Job Church, both in Pochayiv, Lavra, the medieval St. George Church in Pereyaslav, Skansen, and St. Andrew's Church in Kiev. What a heartfelt journey into the many crafts of the peace-loving Ukrainian people. We convey our sincere appreciation to all the amazing artists and craftspeople who dedicate their lives to showcasing the beauty of their nation. God bless you.
Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds, or are you on the side of the devils?
Virtuous viewers, thank you for your company during today's program, The Wonderful Crafts of Ukraine. Up next is Dr. Jonathan Balcom, vegan, on the incredible intellect and emotional intelligence of animal people, Part 2 of 2. May the providence bless your heart and uplift your spirit.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/CTAW.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/CTAW.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/CTAW.
Nossos programas oferecem vários idiomas. Acesse suprememastertv.com/schedule e suprememastertv.com/CTAW.